Also be very conscious of how you are placing your fingers. You don't want them to look like they're just Hello privyetiki. Today I'll be bringing to you guys a video on how to pose. A few people have asked me how I actually come up with my poses on my Instagram, how I managed to incorporate my hands, how I managed to look tall or short or this curve and that, and I just wanted to share with you guys a few tips on how you can also look good on your pictures as an Instagram model if you want to be, or for your Facebook or for your blog, whatever it is, this is the place to be. So let's get started. So the first tip I have for you guys is to have one leg in front when you're taking photos. This is a pose that can help you, first of all, look taller, and it's less awkward than just having your legs straight together. So if you have one leg in front, and if your photographer is taking photos from an angle, especially if you're shorter, this could help. It elongates the body. It gives more of a silhouette feel. The leg looks really nice, and it just makes you look prettier. Honestly, it's more aesthetic. So you could have one leg in front, one leg behind, and strike a pose. So my second tip for you guys is to have some movement going on. So if you're maybe walking upstairs, or if you're walking maybe just from one point to another, it helps create that natural feel of like, I didn't notice this was being taken, and it's more natural. If you like photos that are more natural and not like a pose, you know, kind of thing, if you want something more natural, then you could incorporate some movements and ask your photographer to follow you around as you move. Like, you could have your legs moving, you could have your hands moving. If you have a long dress, you could be, you know, like swirling it around, or your skirt, or if you have big sleeves, you know, you can move them in the wind. It's so natural and beautiful. Like, I could show you some examples of what I'm talking about. So yeah, number 2 is have some movement for a natural feel. So my third tip for you guys is to have some sitting shots. Sitting shots help people who feel awkward, first of all, in front of the camera. Sometimes you just feel like you don't know what to do, because you have to deal with your legs, your hands, you have to deal with where you're facing, what you're doing. So if you sit down, that could help you, first of all. And it's good to have a variety of photos on your Instagram where it's not always standing, right? They always see you straight up in the photo. Maybe if you're sitting down and you drop one leg and elongate the other one, or you have your hands maybe somewhere playing here in front of your upper body, or your hand, maybe one laying on one of your legs and the other one could lean back, you know, that could create a very beautiful pose. So if you could have just a few sitting poses, you could sit on a rail, you could sit on staircases, you could sit on the floor and just play around, and it comes out more natural as well. So yeah. Fourth tip, I actually mentioned a little bit of it in the third one, when you sit down. The fourth one is to use your arms. So just like I mentioned in the previous one, you could have your arms somewhere here in front of your body, but when you're using your arms, it allows you to not look lost, because if your hands are just dangling around, you could, you know, strike a pose, you know, the model one, the one everybody thinks models do when you're walking down the runway and you have your hands on your waist. Yeah, you could do that. You could have your hands around your head, on your neck, you know, just do something. And also be very conscious of how you are placing your fingers. You don't want them to look like they're just you want to make sure that, I don't know, pointing or doing something. This is something a lot of photographers I've worked with are always like, you know, point and whatever. So yeah, you want to do something like that, and you will tell if it's natural or not, because if it feels like you're a little bit rigid, then you can tell that, okay, this will definitely not look good. And you don't ever want to look rigid or uncomfortable. You want to make sure that you just look like you're not trying, you know. Another thing right before I go to the next one is to make sure your hands are always showing wherever they are. No, don't ever have one of your hands like hiding behind or in between your legs, like hiding. You need to make sure every part of your body is showing, so that people don't question, like, you don't want to be trending like, where was her hand in this photo? You don't want to be one of those memes that people put and they're like, did this confuse you, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So my fifth tip for you guys is to find something to hold or keep your hands on. So you could have shades to hold, and just make sure your hands are not looking awkward. You could be holding onto shades, holding onto a hat, a big round hat. You could be holding onto ice cream. You could be holding onto something aesthetically pleasing, so that it looks like your hands are not lost during the whole photo shoot, you know, or whatever it is you're doing. Just have something to keep your hands busy if you feel like you don't know what to do with your hands, you know. My favorite is the sun blocker. I have this photo on my Instagram because it just, I don't know, people like doing this and it looks good, just depending on how you do it. It looks good when you do it, especially if the shadow of the sun, like, I don't know if you can see a shadow here, but I'm using my lighting right now, so kind of like you know, yeah, like you're sun blocking, you know. I think it's so cute, guys. It's so cute. That's another good pose you could try. You could try the sun blocker. Just make sure that there is sun, or there is light, or there is a shadow, so that it looks more natural and not that you're blocking sunlight in your bathroom, you know. So yeah, that's one you could try out. Okay, so this one is the lean back. Lean back. You could find something to lean on, like a tree or a wall, and you could have your leg, one of your legs, you know, stepping on the wall, and one of them, you know, sliding in front, or you could lean on it sideways, you know, and just look cute over there, you know, near the wall. And also make sure what you're leaning on is also gonna fit, you know, nicely into the photo, so that it doesn't ruin the whole thing. But yeah, one of the poses I could teach you guys is to lean back. You lean back, you look chilled, you look like you're not trying, you look like you're relaxing, and you just put on that cute smile, you know, show off that outfit, and you have yourself a pose. So my eighth tip for you guys is the over the shoulder pose. This one, I think you understand. Yeah, you just have yourself standing somewhere and look over the shoulder, and you can smile, or you can gaze into the sky, you can close your eyes, you could have your hands also showing behind your back, coming from in front, like maybe over the shoulder and at the waist, you know, something like that. But it's very simple, very pleasing. And it's not awkward. I think it's a good pose that you could actually incorporate into your photo shoots. Yeah. Okay, on number 9 I have the Instagram baddie. Yeah. I never thought I would even be teaching on this. Personally, the Instagram baddie is not my style. It's basically when you go down, I mean, it looks good on people though, it's just not my style. It's when you like squat and you have one leg in front, or you know, the tongue out there, you know, kind of thing. But it's cute. It looks cute on the people who know how to do it, and for me it's quite awkward. It's not my style, so I don't have photos like that on my Instagram. But it's another thing you could try if you feel like it fits you. It depends also on the outfit sometimes. If it's really just depends on the vibe. If it's something you like and you feel you could work, then you could actually try the Instagram baddie. So last and not the least, I have for you this is number 10, the hands on face pose. So for the hands on face pose, it's a little bit about, it also works kind of hand in hand with the one with the arms. You just have to make sure you obviously have a fresh manicure, or you have clean nails on, because if your face is going to be the focus, you want to make sure those nails look cute as well. Make sure that your hands are not fully covering your face. You want it to look natural as well, not like you're like, you know, that's not cute. You want it to look natural. You want to have your hands looking aesthetically pleasing. You know, you could have them like leaning on each other. You could have, I have a photo shoot I did recently and I had a lot of hand movements incorporated, and you guys will see that on my Instagram. But there was just like a lot, like and I know this doesn't look very natural, but there was things like that. But you see the photos did look nice. So the thing you need is to look natural in it, and obviously the clothes that you're putting on will also help you make, I mean, depend on whether you'll be feeling comfortable and natural in that moment. Like for me, this shirt right now, I mean, I don't know what I'd be doing wearing a big shirt and putting my hand over here, but the hands on the face does look really nice, and I'll show you guys a few poses of how you could actually do the hand on face pose. So yeah, so these are 10 posing ideas from me as a model to you as a person who wants to learn how to pose or already knows how to pose. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please let me know, because it means a lot to me to hear back from you and your feedback, and I will be back with a new video for you very soon. So I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.